All right, so welcome to another deep dive. And today, we're going to be taking a look at this software. It's called Talking Kids Books. It's making some pretty big promises about how it's going to change how kids learn,
Hmm.
and how people can make some cash, profit from this whole kids book world. So we've got the company's promotional materials right here, and we're going to break it all down. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or you're just interested in the business side of this whole thing, we're going to really dig in and see what this Talking Kids Book app is actually all about.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the marketing is definitely really pushing that angle.
Okay, so they say that this software uses AI to make interactive kids books, think like storybooks, cartoons, educational stuff.
Mm.
And it can make them in 25 different categories, A and D in any language.
Wow.
Yeah, you just put in a keyword, you click a button, boom, 60 seconds later, you've got a book.
60 seconds to create a whole book? That sounds incredibly fast. I mean, what about the quality of the content? Like, can AI really produce a well-written and engaging children's book that quickly?
That's a really good question. They do mention things like videos, images, even clickable buttons and QR codes, like all those bells and whistles that kids just go crazy for these days.
Yeah, interactive elements are definitely that's a big trend, a growing trend in children's books these days. Like clickable calls to action can lead to websites or videos or even games, and then QR codes can offer additional content or activities that relate to the story. It's all about creating a more engaging experience for those young readers.
And they're not just talking about creating these books just for fun. They're really pushing this whole idea of selling these AI-generated books
Yeah.
on platforms like Amazon KDP, Etsy, Apple Books, basically turning it into a whole money-making thing.
That lack of specific information about the AI is a major red flag for me. It makes me question the entire premise. Like, before you even think about selling anything, wouldn't you want to know how the technology actually works? Like, what kind of AI models are being used? Can it create original illustrations, or is it just pulling from existing image libraries?
Yeah, they do claim that you can make, quote, six-figure passive income. You can dump those boring ebooks and you can join the, quote, AI revolution. But we really need to look past the hype.
Absolutely. Phrases like instant profit and 10x your results, those should always be like a trigger for some healthy skepticism. So let's see if their evidence actually backs up these bold claims.
Right, so what evidence do they offer? Well, from what we can see, it's mostly testimonials from, their beta testers
There.
and other people who say they've made money doing similar things, no hard numbers or independent verification, just those, glowing reviews.
Yeah, testimonials can be persuasive, but they're often carefully selected and they don't represent the full range of experiences. We don't see any detailed breakdowns of how much time and effort went into creating and marketing these books or what the actual costs were.
And there's that claim about the kids book industry being worth a whopping $438 billion. So that just makes you think there's a gold mine waiting to be tapped at.
Yeah, that's a vast figure, but it's important to dig deeper. The overall children's book market, that might be huge, but you need to be researching the specific market for AI-generated interactive books. Like, is there a viable niche there? Is it already saturated with competition? These are crucial questions to consider before you just jump in.
Okay, and then they even offer a commercial license, so you can sell book creation services to other people. So it seems like they're pushing Talking Kids Books as, much more than just a tool for writing kids books. Yeah.
Yes, it's really blurring the lines between a creative tool and a business venture. And with any online business, you need to be aware of the potential challenges. They completely gloss over things like marketing your books, dealing with competition, and keeping up with changing trends. It's not as simple as pushing a button and watching the money roll in.
Definitely. And speaking of pushing buttons,
Mm.
let's not forget about those classic high-pressure sales tactics. They've got the limited time offer, the countdown timer ticking away, all designed to make you feel like you'll miss out if you don't act fast.
And notice how they use phrases like "don't miss out."
Yeah.
It's such a classic pressure tactic. It's designed to make you act impulsively without fully considering, the risks and challenges.
So for those of you listening, what are your initial impressions here? Are you thinking about using Talking Kids Books to create children's books? Or maybe even start a whole business around it?
I mean, before you do anything, it's crucial to gather more information. Don't rely solely on their marketing materials.
Right. So let's dive a bit deeper here, and let's see if we can find some actual evidence to support these claims. What specific details about the process, costs, and long-term success are they missing? And how does this AI actually work?
Yeah, from a technical perspective, I'd want to know how the AI generates the text and illustrations. Is it using existing content and repurposing it, or is it truly creating original material? And how much control does the user have over the final product?
Yeah, they mentioned you can make books in different formats, but what about the quality? Like,
Yeah.
will the stories be engaging and well written? Will the illustrations be original and like appealing to children?
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new technology, especially one that, promises easy money. But it's important to approach it with like a healthy dose of skepticism and to do your own research before making any decisions.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we move on, let's take a step back
Mhm.
and let's consider the potential benefits here. Like, let's assume for a moment that Talking Kids Books can deliver on at least some of its promises. What are some of the good things that could come out of this?
Hmm. Well, if the claims about speed and ease of creation are true, this could be like a game changer, particularly for educators. Imagine teachers being able to create like personalized learning materials tailored to each student's needs and interests.
Yeah, that's a great point. And if these AI-generated books can truly make learning more interactive and engaging for kids, that's a huge win. I mean, we all know how important it is to make learning fun, especially for younger children.
Absolutely. And for parents, imagine being able to create like unique bedtime stories that feature their own child as the main character. The possibilities for personalized learning and like creative storytelling are intriguing, to say the least.
Okay, so there's potential for some real benefits here. But are the claims too good to be true? Let's dig into those red flags and see what we can uncover.
One thing that really jumps out at me is they keep mentioning this AI revolution, but they don't really explain how the AI works. It's all very surface level. We need to go deeper here.
You're right. It's almost like they're trying to dazzle us with buzzwords without giving us the real technical details. So how do we even begin to assess the quality of the AI? Like, what questions should we be asking?
Well, for starters, we need to know what kind of data the AI was trained on. Was it like a massive data set of high quality children's literature, or was it just scraped from random websites? The quality of the input directly affects the quality of the output.
That's a good point. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Yeah.
And what about the actual writing style? Can AI really capture the nuance and creativity as a human author?
That's a big debate in the world of AI and creativity. Some argue that AI can like mimic human writing styles and even generate original ideas. Others are more skeptical, saying that AI generated content often lacks like depth, originality, and emotional resonance.
So it's possible that these AI-generated books could end up being kind of like generic and formulaic. Like imagine a bunch of books with similar plots and characters just churned out by an algorithm.
Yeah, that's a valid concern. We need to be cautious about the potential for AI to like homogenize creative content. It's crucial to foster human creativity and originality, not replace it with an AI that just spits out like cookie cutter stories.
And what about the illustrations? Can AI create original artwork? Or is it just pulling from existing images?
That's another key question. There are AI tools that can generate images, but the quality varies widely. Some can create like stunning original artwork, while others produce images that look, generic or even distorted. It would be important to see actual examples of the illustrations created by Talking Kids Books before making any judgments about the quality.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits, but we also need to consider the potential downsides. What are some of the risks associated with using AI to create children's books?
One concern is the potential impact on like human authors and illustrators. If AI can create books quickly and cheaply, will it devalue the work of human creators? Will it lead to fewer opportunities for artists and writers?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like any new technology.
Yeah.
It can create new jobs and opportunities, but it can also disrupt existing industries and displace workers. It's crucial to have conversations about how to manage these transitions and ensure that everyone benefits from technological advancements.
Absolutely. And we need to think about like the ethical implications. For example, who owns the copyright to these AI generated books? Is it the person who inputs the keyword, the company that developed the software, or even the AI itself?
Whoa, that's a legal and philosophical minefield. Current copyright law is based on human authorship, so we might need new legal frameworks to address the complexities of AI-generated content.
Exactly. And what about the potential for misuse? Could someone use this software to create like harmful or misleading content for children?
That's a scary thought. We need to think about safeguards and ethical guidelines for AI development to prevent such scenarios.
And we also need to educate children about AI and how to critically evaluate the content they encounter online. Media literacy is more important than ever in this age of AI-generated content.
Right. We need to teach kids how to distinguish between human-created and AI-generated content, to recognize potential biases,
Yeah.
and to think critically about the information they're consuming.
Absolutely. It's not about fearing AI, but about understanding its capabilities and limitations and using it responsibly and ethically.
So, stepping back from talking kids' books for a moment, what are the bigger implications of AI in, like, children's literature and education? Where do you see this all going?
Well, if AI can create engaging and educational content, quickly and on demand, it has the potential to revolutionize how children learn. Imagine personalized textbooks that adapt to each student's learning style and pace.
That would be incredible. No more one-size-fits-all textbooks that leave some kids bored and others struggling to keep up.
Exactly. AI could also help create interactive learning environments that make education more engaging and fun.
But we need to be mindful of the potential downsides, right? Like, we don't want kids becoming overly reliant on technology or losing the ability to, think for themselves.
Absolutely. Technology should complement and enhance human interaction and creativity, not replace it entirely. It's all about finding the right balance.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, from the technical aspects of AI to the ethical implications and the potential impact on education. What are some key takeaways that are, like, sticking with you?
For me, it's the importance of approaching AI with both enthusiasm and caution. We need to embrace its potential to improve our lives, but we also need to be aware of the risks and challenges, and we need to have open and honest conversations about how to use AI responsibly and ethically.
Well said. And I think it's crucial to remember that AI is a tool. It's not inherently good or bad. It's how we choose to use it that matters. And ultimately, the responsibility, like, it lies with all of us, parents, educators, developers, policymakers, to make sure that, that AI is used in a way that that benefits children and society as a whole.
Yeah, I totally agree. We need to have those tough conversations about ethics, about potential biases, about the long-term implications of AI on creativity and learning.
Okay, so let's circle back to talking kids' books. We've analyzed their claims, we've examined the evidence, and we've explored the broader implications of AI in children's literature. So, final verdict, what's your advice? What advice would you give to our listener who's considering using this software?
I'd say proceed with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism. Don't get swept up in the hype of, easy money and, quote, AI revolution. Do your research, ask tough questions, and weigh the potential benefits and risks carefully.
What, don't just rely on those glowing testimonials. Dig deeper. Try to find independent reviews, technical analyses, or comparisons with similar software.
Exactly. And remember, AI is a tool, not a magic solution. Creating successful children's books still requires creativity, storytelling skills, and a deep understanding of your target audience.
And don't forget about the business side of things. If you're planning to sell these books, you need a solid marketing plan, a good understanding of self-publishing platforms, and a realistic assessment of the competition.
Absolutely. Success in any business takes effort, strategy, and adaptability.
Well, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. Talking Kids Books presents an interesting concept, but it's not a guaranteed path to success.
Yeah, it's important to remember that technology is constantly evolving. What seems revolutionary today might be outdated tomorrow. The key is to stay informed, adapt to change, and never stop learning.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Talking Kids Books, we leave you with this final thought. AI has the potential to transform children's literature and education in profound ways. It's up to all of us to shape that future responsibly and ensure that it benefits children and society as a whole. Thanks for joining us.